guys, so in case you're wondering, Supergirl is the best show on TV right now. Now since the new season is just starting, I figured some people might be wondering who exactly Supergirl is. After all, she's got this obnoxious cousin who always tries to steal the spotlight. So because I didn't want to come up with specific things to mention myself, I decided to ask my mom to write down what she thinks she knows about the Girl of Steel for another exciting episode of Mom's Misconceptions!
Supergirl edition.
Okay, for the most part though, I'm just going to focus on basic background information. So maybe a soft spoiler warning, but nothing major at all. I mean, you can watch the show and go in knowing the same amount that I did when I started watching it. Okay, so first of all, my mom says that she thinks Supergirl is an alien from outer space. She's not quite sure whether she was born on Earth, on Krypton, or on a spaceship, though. Yeah, so like Superman, Supergirl is from the planet Krypton. She's a Kryptonian, and as a result, she has all the same sort of powers that Superman has. Also like Superman, Supergirl's parents blasted her off into space shortly before Krypton was destroyed, so that she could be all cool and super and stuff, rather than not. Her family died. Hey, now she's on Earth! Now my mom says, I'm pretty sure that Supergirl is a blood relative of Superman. I think she may be his cousin. Perhaps his first cousin? I don't know how she is related to him. Yeah, so Supergirl, aka Kara Zor-El, is the first cousin of Superman. She's the daughter of the brother of Superman's father. And she's technically older. However, her little spaceship spent some time in this place called the Phantom Zone, where time is weird, so she ended up getting to Earth as a child after Superman had already grown up, and so, yeah. Okay, so next my mom says she thinks that Supergirl is actually an adult female, even though her name indicates that she is a child. I mean, sometimes in the comics she's actually kind of a teenager or whatever, but in the TV show she's in her early to mid-20s, so yeah, she's an adult woman who's called Supergirl. I am pretty sure that Supergirl has an alter ego like Clark Kent, but I don't know what her name is. Well, like I mentioned before, her Kryptonian name is Kara Zor-El, sort of like how Superman is Kal-El, but on Earth, she got adopted by the Danvers family, so she goes by Kara Danvers. Of course, don't confuse this with Carol Danvers, who's Captain Marvel in the Marvel Universe, because we're talking about DC here, and so we're talking about their blonde superhero with super strength, the ability to fly, a primary color scheme, and the last name of Danvers. My mom then goes on to say that unlike Clark Kent, Kara is not a dweeb. Yeah, I mean there's definitely a lot less difference between Kara Danvers and Supergirl than there is between Clark Kent and Superman. Like, she sometimes acts semi-incompetent, but as a whole, she's not as big on pretending to be totally different between her superhero self and her normal person self. But people don't notice because Kara wears glasses and Supergirl doesn't. Supergirl has a large bust, shapely hips, and a small waist. Yeah, basically. But in the TV show, she's played by an actual actress, and so she looks like a real-life human being rather than like an exaggerated cartoon drawn by men and aimed at teenage boys. I think that Supergirl lives in the United States, but I have no idea where in the United States. It could be Metropolis, but Superman is taking care of Metropolis. Why would they need Supergirl, too? Yeah, so Supergirl lives in National City, which, like, has palm trees and stuff, but I think it snows sometimes. So, yeah, I don't really know where it is. Maybe it started snowing there after they moved production from LA to Toronto. But yeah, obviously there are times when the threat is so huge that you need both Supergirl and Superman to deal with it, But as a general rule, they just sort of stick to their own made-up cities, and every other city's just out of luck because their superheroes aren't as good at doing their jobs. Except for New York, because it has like almost every single Marvel superhero protecting it at some time or another, and as a whole, Marvel superheroes are better than DC superheroes. Supergirl must have some sort of job, but I don't quite know what it is. In the TV show, Kara works for Catco Worldwide Media, which, as you might guess from its name, is a big media company. Her boss is Cat Grant, who is kind of a jerk, but also sometimes a mentor. Cat Grant is actually the one who in the show named Supergirl Supergirl instead of Superwoman, and it kind of drives Kara nuts at first, but then she just sort of goes along with it. And last but not least, my mom says, I think Supergirl must clearly be in love with Brian. Oh, thanks, Mom. I'm sure she would if she met me. I mean, I'm sure she would if she met me. So yeah, that's the end of my mom's list. One thing I didn't really get to mention here, though, is why Supergirl is my favorite show right now. Basically, I realized that the great thing about Supergirl is its optimism and positivity. We as a species tend to be instinctively biased towards the negative, and while that can help when a lion ate our brother and we know now to avoid lions, it can sometimes be really, really bad when we're just living through our daily lives. Supergirl isn't naive. She realizes that there are bad things in the world, but she maintains positivity because she also sees that there are many great, wonderful, amazing things in the world that are worth fighting for or protecting. Positive shows aren't just simple escapism, but rather a reminder of things to strive for, rather than of things we should react against. Supergirl is a show that does that, but at the same time it is fun and entertaining, and honestly, I think that's fantastic. End screen. I know this was a pretty long video for me, but honestly, I just can't recommend Supergirl enough. It is just such an amazing show, and she's just an amazing character. It's awesome. If you like this video, though, and want to see more of my videos, be sure to like and subscribe, and if you want, you can also check out my Batgirl v Supergirl video, which I've been told is better than Batman v Superman, but it's not my business to say. And you can also check out my previous Mom's Misconception video about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Be seeing you!